Before we begin, take a breath. Feel the air moving in and out. You are not your thoughts, not your past, not even the story that brought you here. If this moment feels quiet, that is not emptiness, it is space. And in that space, you begin to wake up. If you wish to explore this depth of awareness, to live from stillness rather than from noise, subscribe, and let us journey into the now together. There is a hum, is there not? A low, persistent hum that has been with you for as long as you can remember. It is not a sound you hear with your ears, but one you feel in the very texture of your being. It is the hum of thinking, the subtle vibration of a world being constantly narrated, judged, and remembered. For most of your life, you have mistaken this hum for silence. You have taken the endless commentary for the reality of your existence. And now, perhaps in this very moment, as these words find you, a question begins to form, not as a thought, but as a quiet stirring in the depths of your consciousness. What if this hum is not who you are? What if there is a silence beneath it, a presence so vast and so still that it has been waiting patiently for all of your life to be noticed? Feel the weight of your body where it rests. Feel the gentle pressure against the surface that supports you. There is no need to name the parts of the body, no need to visualize its form. Simply feel the aliveness that is there. The subtle warmth, the pulse of life in your hands, your feet, the quiet rhythm of your breath. This aliveness is not a thought. It is not something you have to remember or construct. It is simply here. It has always been here. And in this simple noticing, a shift can occur, so gentle it is almost like the opening of a flower in a place where no one is watching. The endless story of me pauses. For a moment, it loses its grip. And in that pause, there is only sensation. There is only life, experiencing itself. This is the beginning. This is the doorway. The world you have known is a world of time. It is a story stretched between two imaginary points, a past that you remember and a future you anticipate. And in this story, you have been given a role, a central character whose name is I. This I is a collection of memories, of triumphs and wounds, of things achieved and things lost. It is a dense cluster of thoughts, each one adding another layer to the person you believe yourself to be. And this person, this I, lives in a state of perpetual becoming. It is always on its way to somewhere else, to some other moment when things will be better, different, more complete. It says, when I have this, I will be happy. When I am free from that, I will be at peace. It projects itself forward into a future salvation, or it retreats backward into a past that it wishes to change or cling to. And in doing so, it misses the only thing that is ever real, this. Here. Now. Feel the air as it touches your skin. It is neither past nor future. It is a present sensation. Listen to the silence that rests behind all sound. That silence is not of time. It is the eternal backdrop against which the drama of time plays out. The mind, the voice of the I, may rush in to label this to say, this is boring, or I don't feel anything, or what is the point of this? That is its function. It is conditioned to resist the timeless, for in the timeless it loses its substance. It derives its identity from problems, from conflicts, from the endless pursuit of something other than what is. So when you simply feel the breath, when you surrender to the weight of the body, the mind may scream in protest. It may bring up 1,000 worries, 100 memories, a torrent of thoughts designed to pull you back into the familiar prison of time. See this. See it not as a failure, but as a revelation. You are seeing the mechanism of the ego in action. It is like a wave on the surface of the ocean, frantically believing itself to be separate from the vast, silent depth beneath it. But you are not the wave. You are the ocean. You are the depth itself. The awareness that is reading these words, that is feeling the breath, that is hearing the hum of thinking. That awareness is who you are. It is prior to thought. It is the space in which thoughts arise and dissolve. You cannot think awareness. You can only be it. And in a moment of true noticing, when you realize that you are the awareness and not the content of the awareness, something miraculous happens. The identification with the story of me softens. It is like a knot, tied tightly for many years, that suddenly, gently begins to loosen. There is a story you have been carrying. It is a heavy story, woven from threads of regret and anticipation, of pride and shame. You have carried it for so long that you have mistaken its weight for your own substance. You believe you are this story. But now, in this space of simple presence, ask yourself, who is the one who is aware of the story? Before the thought, I am sad arises, what is there? Before the memory of a past event is replayed, what is the ground of your being? There is a knowing, a conscious presence that is untouched by the story. It is the silent witness. It does not judge the sadness, it contains it. It does not fight the memory, it allows it to be. This awareness is like the sky, and all your thoughts and feelings are like weather patterns passing through. The sky does not cling to a cloud, nor does it resist a storm. It is infinitely spacious, infinitely allowing. And you are that. This is the moment of realization. It is not an intellectual understanding, though the mind may try to grasp it as such. It is a shift in being. It is a falling away of a burden you never needed to carry. It is the recognition that the seeker and the sought are one. You have been searching for peace, for happiness, for God, for enlightenment, all the while overlooking the very consciousness that is doing the searching. The peace you seek is the peace of your own presence, uncontaminated by thought. It is not something to be attained in the future. It is here, now, in the simple, undeniable fact of your being aware. And so, what is left when the seeking falls away? What remains when you stop trying to become something else? There is only this moment, in all its sublime simplicity. The sound of a distant bird, not as an interruption, but as an expression of the silence itself. The feeling of the breath flowing in and out, a gentle tide of life. The warmth in your chest, the weight of your hands. There is no separation between you and these experiences. There is only a single, unified field of presence. The ego, the separate self, was the illusion of a center, a reference point around which everything else revolved. But in awakening, that center dissolves. There is no inside and outside. There is only being, manifesting as the bird, as the breath, as the warmth, as the awareness that perceives it all. This is surrender. It is not a giving up, not a defeat. It is a profound and total yes to what is. It is the end of the inner war. The mind may still present its complaints, its judgments, its fears. But now you relate to them differently. You no longer believe them. You see them as thoughts, as conditioned patterns of energy, appearing in the vast space of your awareness. You can even say to a persistent, painful thought, I see you. And in that seeing, its power over you is broken. It is like turning on a light in a room where you were afraid of the shadows. The shadows do not disappear. They are revealed to be mere absences of light, having no substance of their own. Surrender feels like a deep, inner relaxation. It is the unclenching of a fist you did not know you were holding. It is the allowing of life to be exactly as it is, without the need to change it, to label it, or to resist it. This does not mean passivity. Action can still arise from this space, but it will be intelligent, spontaneous, and free from the turmoil of the ego. It will be the right action for the moment, not a reaction born from past conditioning. When you are aligned with the present moment, you become an instrument for the intelligence of life itself. So now let the narrative fade. Let the words dissolve back into the silence from which they came. There is nothing more that needs to be understood. The deepest knowing is not in the words, but in the spaces between them. It is in the pause between two breaths. It is in the stillness that holds the sound. Rest in this. Abide as this. There is no goal to reach, no state to maintain. There is only the ever-present, ever-fresh reality of now. The sun does not try to shine, it simply is light. In the same way, you do not need to try to be present. You are presence. Any effort to be present is just the mind trying to become something, and that very effort is a movement away from the effortless being that you already are. Let life live you. Let the breath breathe you. Let the silence speak you into being. In this, there is a joy that does not depend on external conditions. It is the joy of being itself. It is a quiet, humming bliss that underlies all experiences, pleasant and unpleasant. It is the love that you are, prior to any object of love. This is your true nature. Not a person with a story, but the timeless awareness in which all stories unfold. You have always been here. You have never been absent from this moment. The only thing that was ever missing was the recognition of what you have always been. And now, the words fade, but the silence remains. If you felt the stillness within this message, stay. Subscribe not to follow, but to remember, again and again, that presence is always here, waiting beneath every thought. The true teaching is not in the words you just heard, but in the space between them.